What's up, everybody? Josh here, along with Andy.
Hey guys, how are you this evening?
And today we have another top 8 match, the Crisp one against ChristopherKool.
Is that something?
So, green-white hate for ChristopherKool against Dredge for the Crisp one.
Yeah, this is going to be a good match, Josh. I am going to give the edge to Dredge in this one.
It does
How about
have the
yourself?
power.
Absolutely. Well, I don't. I guess Green White Hate has the ability to kill his Bazaars, and he's got Pride Mages, which he can sacrifice if he has a target for them to remove the bridges from below. But outside of that, I guess it's just a straight beatdown for Green White Hate, which doesn't seem good against Dredge because you can get beat up against a zombie army pretty quick. I don't know. What do you think, Josh?
I tend to think Dredge has the power level to put the green-white deck away, generally.
Yeah. Well, Green White Hate is not a deck we've seen in Classic for a long time. When I think of Green White Hate, I think of Animosity. Was quite proficient with that deck, as well as Blazelex, which is a guy that played Green White Hate for a long, long time in the Classic scene. Haven't seen him around in a while.
Yeah,
But
for a little while there, it was kind of the deck that new players grabbed. But
yeah, yeah, well, it's quite cheap to play, and I mean, who's kidding who? It certainly is a good deck. I mean, the way it, for the listeners who are unfamiliar with it, the way the deck works is it's basically a really cheap beatdown with creatures and land disruption. I think it usually runs the full complement of Close Quarters, Wastelands, and Strip Mine. I'm not sure about Chris Cool's build, but I suspect it would have that.
So the Crisp one had to mull down to 2 here.
Never good for Dredge when that happens. Because quite often what that means, you got a Bazaar in Baghdad and a random card in your hand, which means you're
Hoping
very
for a
vulnerable to
dredger.
a wasteland. And there's a Ghost Quarter.
That's great against Dredge. Strip mine.
Yep. Yeah.
But it all depends on what Crisp one flips here on his first activation. If he's got a couple of Grave Trolls, it's still going to be a pretty tough road.
Green White, you mean? Not Oath.
What did I say?
Oath.
Oh. Well, whatever.
So, I would pretty much be saying this game is... Oh! Another Bazaar. I was just about to say this game is over.
That's
It's very difficult for Dredge to come back when they lose their Bazaar and have no Dredgers, but if you have another Bazaar Baghdad...
Another strip mine.
He did get one Dredger. Unfortunately, he couldn't get anything else in his graveyard.
Stinkweed Imp.
Yeah, this is not looking good for the crispy one here.
Oh, now he's down to no dredgers. He didn't hit anything.
Yeah, bad luck. So I would say that this is pretty much a formality now because, of course, Bloodghast is unable to block. It's not a deck that's fraught with lands. They definitely cheat on the lands, so it's unlikely that he's going to get another Bloodghast into play anytime soon to be able to race him.
Yep.
And he's taking 4 a turn from the Quasali Pride page.
Yeah, it's not a good race for him right now.
No, absolutely not.
And he's only at 2 cards in hand, so he's nowhere near discarding a dredger again.
Yeah, it's not too often that you actually see Dredge fall in the first game. Usually it's just an absolute blowout. The Dredge player just wins with ease. And so this is actually bodes quite favorable in Chris Cool's favor if he's able to win this first game because, of course, post Graveyard, everybody has a substantial amount of Dredge hate. So it's going to be tough for Crispy One to fight through that 2 games in a row.
Alright, on to game 2 here.
So it is 1-0 for ChristopherKool, who took down the Crisp one with Dredge. And that puts the crisp one on the play.
A place the Dredge likes to be. Especially when they don't see a ley line.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure what ChristopherKool's running in his graveyard or his sideboard for hate. I would suspect he's playing 4 cages.
Yep. That's a natural fit for the green-white deck, I think.
Definitely. I think the only deck it's not a natural fit for is Oath.
Fate Stitcher. Finds another...
So he's got, what, 1 bridge in his graveyard? 2 bridges.
But, again,
dredgers.
Just the Dark Blast to Dredge.
That is about the worst dredger you can have, but I suppose it's better than none. And hit by the Ghost Quarter.
So... does not find another one off the 2 cards from the Dark Blast.
This is boding very, very badly for the crisp one right here.
These are some rough dredges. Oh, another double Bazaar though.
And having the 2 blood ghasts is pretty big. Okay, well, this is looking better now. At least he can get the Dark Blast out of his hand.
Yep.
And, of course, ChristopherKool with another Wasteland.
He's a lot further behind in this one, though.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the crisp one should be able to find himself a dredger of some sort here on this. He's drawing another 3 cards. Another 4 cards, actually. And he did not hit anything. He got the Dark Blast in his graveyard. Oh, there's a Golgari Grave Troll. I beg your pardon.
And an Archamoeba trigger.
Okay. So
with a Flamekin Zealot and 2 bridges, he needs to find a Dread Return.
That, or he needs to mill himself a Cabal Therapy.
Yep.
Well, ChristopherKool has no land in play right now, or he has nothing in play, but for that matter, but he still has a full mid of 7 cards, and he's only at 16 life right now, so he's still got quite a bit of time to rebound from this. Although, you know, the more the crispy one doesn't draw a land here, Josh, I think the worse it becomes for him. Because I'm almost sure ChristopherKool has lands in his hand.
Yeah.
With lots of gas.
He's taking 5 a turn at the moment. And we see there's a Stinkweed Imp, so he's still got a Dredger.
Yeah, he's also got a Grave Troll in his graveyard.
Oh yeah, there it is.
So...
I wonder if he sides out his Dread Returns. I wouldn't think so if he's leaving in Flamekin.
I don't think he would side them out against this matchup.
No.
Because there's no disruption. Outside of the land disruption. And Dredge returns 1 card that doesn't cost any mana. Oh, Path to Exile.
3 Swords to Plowshares in this matchup.
With no life.
Yep.
Yeah, ChristopherKool's getting some really good value out of his cards like Ghost Quarter and Path to Exile because, of course, the Crisp one can't go and fetch a land, basic land, and he can't, you know, he doesn't, yeah, he just can't fetch lands. Something Dredge might want to consider, putting a basic land in there.
So 3 a turn is a lot slower a clock now.
Yeah, it's a 5-turn clock. And that is not a good card for Crisp one to see. Just got his whole graveyard exiled.
Yep. And he's only at 4 cards in hand. Josh,
Do you think it'd be too premature to say this game is just over?
Uh, you know, a Bazaar can change a lot of things, and he's still got one in his deck somewhere.
Yeah, he's got no graveyard though right now.
Well,
And we know he didn't have any more dredgers in hand, so
he's still got a Dark Blast.
Gaddock Teague shuts down the Dredge return, right?
Yep. But he's running out of Dredge return targets, I would assume. I would guess he has to take out some number of Sun Titans to fit in the hate he needs.
Mm-hmm. Well, the good news for the crisp one is he's still at 20 life.
Ooh.
The bad news is that
Just
he's only
took
doing
another
one damage a
path.
turn. Those path to exiles are earning their keep this much.
Yeah, that's 3 Bloodghast down, 2 Bridges down, 3 Bazaars down. I mean, that's a lot of the power. Spirit Guide beatdowns.
Yeah, this difference in life total will shore up pretty quickly here. That's a card I haven't seen played in quite some time there, another Spirit Guide. That is the ultimate Daze Evader. I used to love it when I'd be playing a deck. I would have all the Spirit Guide, I'd get hit with a Daze, and I'd pitch another Spirit Guide to it to push my creature through. Oh, it was great.
Sounds wonderful. Dark Blast here. There's 1 Dredger into the graveyard.
Yeah, just unfortunate. It's not doing much for him. Because he is getting hit with another Wasteland.
Loses a land. Another Relic.
Yeah, he is. I don't know if that was really right, Josh. Do you think he would have cracked that there?
I think it would have been better to play the Relic and tap it before
Yeah.
wastelanding the land, and then wasteland.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. It seemed like it was very premature because that could have completely sealed the game there.
Yeah.
You know, if he had a dredged, say, 2 Golgari Grave Trolls off that Dark Blast, then yeah, maybe.
But if he drew a Bazaar right here, you know, ChristopherKool would be kicking himself.
Definitely. We don't know what he has in his hand. He's still got 3 cards.
Yeah,
But
he could have another one.
he just wanted to draw the extra card knowing he had more hate in his hand.
But he's in a pretty good spot, and he did draw a Bazaar.
Mm-hmm.
Might be too
And
late.
Chris one has 5 cards in hand. But he's facing a pretty bad beatdown here. 5 life, and ChristopherKool has 6 life, and he's only facing down 1 damage. So, there we go. Look at the amount of land destruction this game, eh?
I know.
He has been hit with 5 different wastelands between the Ghost Quarters and Wastelands.
Yep.
It's actually impressive that the Chris one has had that many lands because quite often Dredge is struggling to get lands into play.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy when all those Ghost Quarters get turned into just straight strip mines.
Mm-hmm. You know, Josh, between you and me, I'm really starting to wonder about these MTGO Academy guys like Planet Walls and ChristopherKool. Could be some type of conspiracy theory going on here.
Well,
These 2 guys are rocking our league up. What do you think?
we're gonna put this on the internet, so this isn't really between just the 2 of us. But I agree. They've come up with something here. They've donated their good money, and they've come to take it back.
I can see that. Well done, guys.
We may have a Academy on Academy finals here, or at least
Wouldn't that be
top 4.
something? As I say, conspiracy theory. I'm not sure about these 2 guys. Now nice to see Green White Hate back up, in the top 8 like this. It's been a long time since it's shown in the money, since we've actually seen the deck.
Yep.
I believe the last time that Green White Hate actually showed up in the top 8 was probably a year and a half ago in Danger Linto's Classic Quarter League.
I think the Maniac may have played.
That was Animosity. Yeah, and Maniac too. You're right. You're right.
Uvatha and Duranoth play somewhat similar builds.
Well, they're Green, White, Black.
Yeah.
Which is completely different
But
deck, in my opinion.
It's a similar concept, at least.
So he has dug with his Horizon Canopy, looking for an extra card, and this is game right here.
Yep.
And the Chris one's given a good game.
All right, congratulations to ChristopherKool, and well done, Chris one, top 8.
Yeah, well done, Chris. Good game, guys, and yeah, good luck next round.
All right, thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.